Hey there, Prayer Plant Girl here. Today I was going to plant my Lobelia seeds, and I thought I'd bring you along for that. But first I thought I'd take you and give you a quick look over my grow shelves, and you can see what has started growing that we've seeded together in the last few weeks. So let's pop over by the grow shelves and have a look. As you can see, they're looking a little bit different. Those top two used to be full of my begonias and coleus and lantana and such that I've overwintered from outdoors, and in anticipation of all the seed starting that's going to be happening, I've just turned on another couple sets of lights down on the shelf on the other side and just moved those plants down there. So that's where those plants have all gone, just in case you're wondering why it's so empty all of a sudden. I did leave this amaryllis, which I guess I better turn that light on or move it, but it was blooming and looking so nice. I think this is the third or fourth bloom that this plant has put out, so just wanted it up a little closer to see it. Maybe I'll set it over here. This light is on anyways, so. Oh, and I just noticed there's another bud about to open on that stalk. You can see amaryllis are so great because they have, you can see there's the one bloom that opened, but on this stalk alone there'll be that one there, one over there, and there's another one over on the other side. And that's, like I said, the third or fourth stalk that's come out of that bulb. It was just a pack of 3 that I'd picked up at Costco this winter. It's so nice to have. I don't know, they didn't have a name, so I don't know the variety, but gorgeous. Anyways, let's have a look at the seeds that we've gotten started. So I'm going to try and let you in here. So this, you didn't even see me do this. I just did this quietly one day. I was just having some time to myself. See if I can get the lid off without wrecking them. So this here is just cuttings that I took off of the lantana that I'm overwintering. And I'm just hoping to get a few more going. So I just took like 4 to 6 inch long stem cuttings, trimmed the bottom leaves off, trimmed any larger top leaves, dipped them in rooting powder and put them in the soilless peat moss mix there just to get going. And I'm keeping them nice and humid with the humidity dome, and they're under the lights. They just need to be in a bright spot, not in direct sunlight, not getting too hot. So that's what those are doing. And then next to that lantana, let's see if I can get an angle here where you'll be able to see. So this is the mimulus we seeded together just, I don't know, like 5 days ago, I think. And it's not showing up very well on camera, but there's some little tiny mimulus coming up in several of these spaces here. Maybe you can see these are a little larger group of them there. And there's more in the next trays as well. And then the pansies at the back haven't spread it up yet, so I have been keeping the humidity dome on. I just took it off so you could have a look there. I'll get that back on in a minute. And this is the Angelonia, which we sowed a few weeks ago. And again, this is the one where, try and get some light on there, where the spray bottle came out really strong on me. Of course, the plant that needed light to germinate. And I think a lot of these seeds kind of got buried, but there's 2 in this cell, 1 in that cell. There's 1 way over there. So there's a few coming up. But, oh, there's another one right there. It just come up today, looks like, because I don't think it was there yesterday. So they are coming, but they might take a little longer because they're got a little buried and they really don't like that. So I've been actually kind of giving them a bit of a spray every few days just to try and move that soil around a bit more. This is the Fiona rose begonias from Save Seed. And these were sown right at the beginning of the month. There's a little bit of growth of mold or something there, so I'll get some chamomile tea and water with that, and that should help knock that back. But most of the cells have at least a small plant coming in, just this one here that I can't see anything in, so that safe seed was decent seed, I guess. And these are the Fiona White from the safe seed, and you can see they're just crazy. I'm gonna have to thin those out pretty soon. Doing really well. And then down here, we just looked at the sweet potato vine a few days ago, so you can see they're looking really good in there. Hopefully you can see all the sprouts. And then this is that single lantana seed that I sowed. I think I did that with you, and nothing's happening in there. That was just one I'd collected on my own. These are the geraniums. I don't think anything's come up yet. No, nothing to see in there. These are the peppers. And these again were just, I don't know, 5 or 6 days ago. And the Sugar Rush peach, they started popping up within a day or two. But nothing there. This is a jalapeno, and that's a very tiny little seedling coming up there, so. But like I said, hot peppers can take a while, and I did just set those in. Down here we have a bunch of the snapdragons that we sowed last month already. So they're getting nice and long here. I've thinned them out a couple of times already, and I've been fertilizing them with just a half strength starter or transplant fertilizer. This is the celery from last month, and I thinned these out just this morning actually. They're starting to get true leaves on them and looking really nice. I have one in each cell there. Here's the onions from last month. They're looking great as well. I could actually start trimming these down to about 4 inches or so, 10 centimeters, just to kind of get them stocked up and not falling over so much, getting tangled. This is the Malabar spinach. I think I did that last month as well. I've divided it out into their own pots. Here's one rosemary from the rosemary cuttings that I tried in soil. It's the only one that, well, a few grew roots, but this is the only one that kind of sustained its roots. So I've potted it up into its own pot now. And then here's all the pansies from last month, and some of them are getting really nice and big and full. Again, they're getting fertilized now with like a half strength starter transplanter kind of fertilizer. You just want that high P or phosphorus number to get some good root development. And just a quick look since we're down here. There's the coleus and the begonias and the lantana. Everything's looking really good in there. And our little sweet potato vine cutting, I can see, whoops, I never did get tape for it, and I can see the water level's gone down a bit, so sorry, I wasn't really showing you that, but I need to make sure that stays down in the water at the bottom at the cut end there. Okay, so that was a little tour around the grow shelves, just a little update for you. And now we're going to plant some lobelia seeds. So hopefully that little tour gave you an idea if you've been starting anything, you know, along with me to kind of see where my things are at. It'll help you to kind of gauge if you were a little bit concerned about where your things were at. It'll show you some things are not looking very big considering where we started them, or they haven't even popped up at all. And some seeds just take more time than others. So anyways, let's get the lobelia going. So I just filled this seed tray here. This is just a hex style seed flats that you can buy. And I've just filled it with, again, that same peat moss mix that I've been using for all of my seeds starting. And I have Lobelia White Lady. These are new seeds that I purchased this year. This is an upright kind of lobelia. And then I have Crystal Palace. Honestly, I can't remember. I think this one is a little more bushy. And there's just, I don't even know, like 2 or 3 seeds, I think, in here. Why I didn't sow them all last year, I don't know. But it looked like there was, oh no, there's a few in there. They're just such fine seed. It's hard to tell sometimes. So a little bit left of this. And then I did collect some lobelia seeds last year from my plants. And these I tried to collect off of just blue flowers. And they were more like trailing flowers. So that's what I'm hoping to kind of get out of it, but we'll find out what we get when we get, because like I said before, when you collect your own seed, sometimes they've crossbred with other plants of the same variety, and you might get different new things that you didn't have before. So we'll find out what they are, and I made tags for all of them. So we're going to start with the white lady. And lobelia seed is really, really fine. I might need that tag. Sometimes these packs from T&T Seeds are a bit tricky to get open. And it's packed in another paper because they are so fine. So I'll show you these seeds. They're going to be like, these might be some of the most microscopic seeds we've done yet. There you go. Who knows, that could be 50 seeds there. Like, they're really tiny. So we need to just sprinkle them on top, and they need light to germinate. And I find when growing lobelia, you want several growing in a little seed cell like this to make the nicest impactful plant. You also will want to go in and cut them back a little bit once they start to get on several sets of true leaves, maybe like 8 or so. Just go and cut them back to like 2 sets of true leaves so they kind of bush out more. Even if you have a trailing lobelia, just to get it a little more full. There, that's 2 dozen. That's probably lots. And I don't know if I finished my thought. You just want to get them on the soil surface. They're very, very fine, and they don't want to be covered at all. Like, I'll put a little bit of vermiculite on them, but not very much. They're so tiny. But the vermiculite will help keep some moisture right up at that level because they're going to be right on that soil surface. And again, like I've said before, it helps with fungus and things too. Okay, I think that's all of them, so I'm not sure. We might just get one or 2 rows out of these. And then we have our saved seed, which we'll see what that looks like, because I don't know how well I separated these. They'd be so tiny. Not sure what I wound up with here. Looks like just flower heads, so we'll see if there's even seed in this. Oh, I'll do this over top of here because it does look like there's some seeds falling. How do I want to do this? So you can see I collected, it looks like a lot of flower heads. You can see seed did fall out. Hopefully you can see that down on my palm. So it's just been kind of falling out as they've been sitting there. But I think that's the trouble with very fine seed is, I'm just trying to separate it a little bit here and see if seed will fall out of this. See what my best plan of attack is. So I'm going to try and just get rid of the actual flowers without losing, I don't know what it's called, the calyx. What's it called that the flower sits in on the plant? I'm trying to save that part and just get rid of the flowers. Get rid of the stems if there's any, and just clean this up a little bit. One-handed seed cleaning. There's definitely seed in some of these. My hand is probably getting in your way of seeing anything, but so just trying to separate it out a little bit. Such delicate seed. Need to get the flower out of the way though to get to the back to help the seed fall out. Okay, so I'm just going to work on this for a minute. I'm doing it over top of where I want these to go so that if seed falls, because it's so fine, it's probably just kind of flying around a little bit while I do this, that it's hopefully falling in the trays where I want it. But I'll work on this and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've gotten a lot of the extra stuff out of this. There's still some. And you could just take those flower heads and just set them on the soil and they hopefully will release some of the seed, but that just also opens it up for things that are going to mold and that. So I was just trying to get rid of as much of that as I could. So now I'm going to go through and just sprinkle and hope that some of this is actual seed and not just broken up bits from me trying to shake seed out of those flower heads. But I know there's some seed here. It just looks like seed, so I'm sure we're going to get something out of this. How much? Time will tell. There. So, like I said, no soil on these. They want light to germinate. But I am going to go with a very fine sprinkling of vermiculite. And the vermiculite tends to not really be an issue for blocking the light, I find, for seeds that like light. But it does, again, help with, moderating the moisture levels at that soil surface, which can be especially helpful for tiny seeds like this. Just fill this up. Hopefully it's not too crazy of a spray. Try and water these in. I just want them kind of settled into the soil. The seed packet says to press them into the soil, but I find sometimes that just winds up with a bunch of seed on your finger, transferring from spot to spot and not really pressing into the soil as well as you might think. So I like to just give them a little top watering and that helps settle them into the soil or soilless mix as the case may be. There we go. So the labels are in, they're settled there. I need a humidity dome. And these don't need any bottom heat or anything, just regular room temperature and light. So I'm going to set them back here. Oh, I still need to cover up my mimulus. So I'm going to just set them on this shelf back here and turn those lights on above. So they're getting good light levels and hopefully we see some germination very soon. So thanks for coming along with me to check out what's growing and coming along on my grow shelves here at the end of February or middle to end of February and starting those lobelia. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.